morning class, and today I will be talking about why education makes life better, and I will be talking about the importance of it as well. In my speech, I will go over some major problems in education, um, some solutions to succeed in education as well, and lastly, I would like to share some tips that I have learned throughout my high school years. And basically these tips will kind of share how to stay motivated in school. So first off, I would like to start with a quote by Ewan Nordgren, and the quote is, "Education is one thing no one can take away from you." I chose this quote by Ewan because this is the one that stood out to me the most when trying to find a quote about education, and I think the message behind this quote is very simple. No one has the ability to take away your education but yourself, and I think it is your job to continue your education in order to achieve more in life. So why did I choose this topic? I chose this topic because education has played a huge role in my life and is kind of like why I am here today. So I was born in Bismarck, here in Bismarck, but I was raised on the Standing Rock Reservation until I was about 3 years old, and then my mom had the opportunity to go back to school. So she took me and my siblings here. She got her early childhood education here at Tribes, and she used this as an opportunity for me and my siblings to get an education here that the reservation would not offer, I guess. And the reason she got her early childhood education was because she did not know how to raise kids by herself. My dad was never around that much, so she used this as her opportunity to help me and my siblings. So I basically attended here elementary, middle, high school in Bismarck. So next are some problems that I have noticed in education and what needs to be discussed. First of all, education is not for everyone. Some people feel like education is not for them and think that education is not going to benefit them. Not all jobs require you to get an education, but many require skills like math and reading. For example, like Bobcat, you can get a really good paying job there without an education, but skills do matter. And from what I think of this, education is important. And I think if you are able to get a good education, then you're able to get a good, well-paying job. Next is the financial stability, and I'm kind of going more towards the reservations and those who live there. First of all is not everyone knows there's resources available, and those resources will be scholarships, grants, basically free money. So I asked my mom about this, and she said back then no one knew there was any money available to finance them in school, and no one was taught about furthering their education or how to further their education. For example, my mom herself, she was told by her mom, my grandma, that she couldn't pay for her education. But little did my mom know that there was actually money waiting for her to go to school. She was never taught about scholarships or how to apply for them, or even grants. And that is when she finally figured out how to do that when 2008, when I was 4 years old. And that's why we moved up here. We lived up here ever since. But nowadays there's the internet to teach us about scholarships and grants and how to apply for them. Even in school, there's teachers, advisors, they offer help to students to apply for scholarships, grants, and even filling out your FAFSA. The last problem I found was the student failures. There are two types of student failures. The first one is fear of failure. Those who do not believe in themselves academically, in the end they will end up failing in the end because they lack motivation, they lack confidence, and I think to overcome this, you have to tell yourself that you can learn from your mistakes and your failures, and you now know what you can do next time to succeed. The next fear is fear of success. Some students worry about responsibilities they may face once they are successful. For example, if they get a good job, they may feel overwhelmed and scared of the success. Next is also the fear of leaving your family and friends. If you're close with your family and friends, you do not want to leave them. So, next are some benefits of education. You get more employment opportunities, you get more job opportunities with your degree, whichever you get. You can secure a better income, and with that you can get more things that you want and provide for yourself and your family. Next is develop skills for the workforce. That could be critical thinking or even communicating with others. Next is self-discipline. School really helps you with self-disciplining yourself and teaching you how to actually discipline. Next is living a healthy lifestyle. With a good education, you can live the lifestyle that you want. Lastly is pursuing a degree you're passionate about. So now are some tips I want to share with you guys. This is kind of what I learned throughout high school, and I wanted to share it. The first one is don't compare yourself to others. It may be hard to compare yourself, but try your best not to. The next one is set goals. If you lack motivation, do one assignment at a time. Take a small break and continue and finish your assignments. Next one is prioritize. Education is important, and it should never be taken for granted. Know your priorities, and just do what you know needs to get done. Next is self-care. Take a break. Take mental health breaks. Go shopping. Go for a walk. Take care of yourself. Next is eliminate distractions. For example, when you're doing your school, I would recommend putting your phone on airplane mode, or maybe leaving it across the room. Set timers to do homework, like for an hour and then take a break, then begin your schoolwork. If you work in silence, I recommend going into like a quiet room. If you were like me and you have to have noise while studying, I would recommend listening to music or even like watching movies or videos. Next I have a video that I want to show, and this is like kind of like a motivation video that I found interesting.
Have that moment in the mirror where you're staring back at yourself and you start wondering, oh, how in the hell did I get here?
Most of you don't want success as much as you want to sleep. Some of you love sleep more than you love success.
Sometimes I have to pull myself out of bed and say, come on, Les. Things I know I should do, I don't do. See, it's easy to be on the bottom. It doesn't take any effort to be a loser. It doesn't take any motivation, any drive in order to stay down there on a low level. On Monday morning between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m., people getting ready to go to jobs that they don't like, jobs that are making them sick. But a lot of people become comfortable. They stop growing, they stop wanting anything, they become satisfied. You see, when you're not pursuing your goal, you are literally committing spiritual suicide. It was Osborne who said, unless you attempt to do something beyond that which you've already mastered, you will never grow. That you've got greatness within you. You have the ability to do things that you can't even begin to imagine. You have talents and skills in you that you haven't even begun to reach for yet.
I had my wake-up call. Now it's your turn.
What is it that you looked at some point in time and you decided that you couldn't do it? That you talked yourself out of it?
You will fail at some point in your life. Accept it. You will lose. You will embarrass yourself. You will suck at something.
See, you don't get in life what you want, ladies and gentlemen. You get in life what you are, not what you want. See, the good news is that we can always become more by working to develop ourselves. So the first process of making this your decade, you've got to begin to take a look at your life and look at where are you right now? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What gives your life a sense of fulfillment, a sense of joy? What does a full, rich life means to you? What is it that you can love doing 7 days a week that'll bring a smile to your face? Think about that. It doesn't matter what happens to you. The only thing matters, what are you going to do about it? But it calls on everything in you, ladies and gentlemen. You have to harness your will to say, I'm going to challenge myself. I'm coming back. And I'll be stronger and better because of it. You have got to make a declaration that this is what you stand for. You're standing up for your dreams. You're standing up for peace of mind. You're standing up for health. You want it. And you're going to go all out to have it. It's not going to be easy. When you want to change, it's not easy. If it were in fact easy, everybody would do it. But if you're serious, you'll go all out. When you have some goal out here that you're stretching for and reaching for that takes you out of your comfort zone, you'll find out some talents and abilities you have that you didn't know you had. When the messenger of misery visits you, what are you going to do? What will keep you in the game?
I don't care what happens in your life. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care where you are. Every single day you wake up, if you're going to have energy, if you're going to have passion, if you're going to have drive, every day you wake up, you got to start with that vision.
You've got to start saying yes to your life. You've got to start saying yes to your dreams. Yes to your unfolding future. Yes to your potential.
Where you are is temporary. You will not be there for the rest of your life. And I'm here to tell you today, if you're going to be successful, you've got to be willing to give up sleep. You've got to be willing to work off for 3 hours of sleep, 2 hours. If you really want to be successful, some days you will have to stay up 3 days in a row.